We're good now? Somebody let me know in the comments. Because I don't have, I don't usually have, all right, well now I'm hearing myself. Okay, good. All right, so I think we're good. Okay, so where the heck was I? I was talking about the postcard, right? That's where I was. I was talking about the postcard that I use, and you know, I just put as many of the books as I could together and in photograph form, and did that, right? So it's not an endorsement of anybody's books over anybody else's books or what have you. Plus, there's way too many Jeet Kune Do books out there for me to get everything in photograph form, right? Anyhow, so let's go to the aphorism. So the first line is, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. Shun him. So this is a guy that you could come across frequently on the internet. Now, notice that I did not say most frequently, because I do not believe that there are more JKD idiots out there than any other type of Jeet Kune Do enthusiast. I think sometimes we fall victim to that kind of thinking because the idiots tend to be more vocal. It's probably because they have no jobs. So they have nowhere to go other than Facebook to talk nonsense about what they do not know. And they're so stupid, they don't even know that they don't know. These are the guys that, for example, right, true story, long story short though, a guy will want to tell you about Bruce Lee's time in the Soviet Union, okay? And because you are a nice guy, you entertain him for a little bit, and then you kind of realize that he just might be off his rocker, right? This is the guy who knows not that he knows not. This is a fool, shun him, right? The second line is, he who knows not and knows that he knows not is simple. Teach him. Now, this is the one where I've seen a couple of variations on the theme, so to speak. The part where they say that he knows not is simple. I've seen variations where some say he is a student. Some say he is willing. Some say he is a child. Some say he is ignorant. But in all cases, we end up with the recommendation to teach him. And you will find these guys on the internet. Again, not too often. They'll come on board and they ask a legitimate question, authentically seeking help, right? And sometimes it's in the answers to a legitimate question for help. It's in the answers that things fall apart. A guy will ask a simple question like, are there any Jeet Kune Do instructors in a particular place? And somebody will talk about the availability of people in a town hundreds of miles away, or even in a different state, or even in a different country. And I assure you, I have seen all of that. And then somebody will recommend someone, and somebody will jump in and start bashing that instructor. And then you turn around and you wonder why JKD has a bad name in some areas, right? Okay, third line. He who knows and knows not that he knows is asleep. Wake him. In my JKD experience, this refers to a guy who might show a lot of latent talent. I like to use that phrase, latent talent. Russell and Glenn will know why. Which can be physical or intellectual talent, because there are some people who just naturally get it. And then there are some who may struggle with the physical aspects, but intellectually, they can understand the subtleties of the art. Just yesterday, that was revealed to me with one of my junior JKDers. He is not the most physically talented kid, but he has a knack for organizing his material to learn. So that's the kind of person that you want to stay with, you want to work with, so that eventually you can awaken them. The last line is, he who knows and knows that he knows is wise, follow him. Now, I cannot speak for Dan and Asano, but I do wonder if he and others like him, namely Taki Kimura and James Yim Lee, if they experience, as a matter of fact, I think I do know that they experience this, let's say, phenomenon in their interactions with Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee was younger than all of them. And I am fairly sure that at some point I did hear Inosanto express something like the three of them, or maybe two of them, taking a step back and going, this guy's just a kid. How can he know so much and have so much skill at his age, right? Something like that, you know, that they were following a guy who was younger than them, because I guess that was not the tradition in martial arts. Usually your martial art instructor is a lot older than you are, right? Not 4, 5, even in Taki Kimura's case, more than 5 years younger than you, right? But one other thing about this aphorism is that, you know, Bruce Lee always said that he was more interested in Jeet Kune Do when it was used as a tool for self-examination. And I find if you take those 4 lines, those 4 he's, and think about them in how it relates to you, it's kind of fascinating how at different times in your JKD life you may have been all those people, right? There might have been a time in your life where you didn't know that you didn't know, right? But hopefully you didn't spend too long at that stage, right? There were people who, for example, when I met Dan Inosanto and Cas Magda in 1983, I was pretty aware that I did not know. Okay, I knew that I did not know. So I guess that's what made me simple, or a student, or whatever. And fortunately for me, they taught me, right? As an instructor in my own right, like I just told you the story about my junior JKDer. Many times in my career, I've come across people who did absolutely need to be awakened. But now there's a difference between being awakened and being woke, okay? But I digress. People who needed to be made aware of their hidden greatness. Along the way, I've come across many people who knew that they knew, which to me is another way of saying people who are confident in what they know. Because there is, sometimes because of your conditioning, the statement, he who knows and knows that he knows, some people will read that and interpret it as someone who is full of him or herself. They know that they know, and they let you know that they know. But to me, my interpretation of it is that he who knows and knows that he knows is really just a person who is confident and secure. You know what it reminds me of? Do you know the line at the end of his JKD section in The Way of the Warrior documentary, where Dan Inosanto says, if you're secure in your knowledge, you don't have to hide it. Why hide it? You can just bring it out, right? That's what I think this one is talking about. And that's enough talking for today. All right. So what say you? What's been your experience with these different levels of understanding during your JKD journey? Do you recognize yourself? Do you recognize where you were or are in these 4, let's call them 4 stages of knowing? Please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. Feel free, share, like, comment, and ask me questions if you want. I'll review everything after posting. Sign up for notifications for when we go live here. I tickle myself. Sign up for notifications when we go live here on Facebook, and when we place the final edit video over on the YouTube. And again, please subscribe. And when you subscribe, I've been told recently that if you make a comment over on the YouTube, that helps with our rankings or ratings as well. So over on the YouTube, subscribe, please, like, and make a comment. I think that's how you thumb. Yeah, I don't know about the thumbs up stuff. Anyhow, but for the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast and for the Jeet Kune Do dialogues, follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D Woods. Talking about the Jeet Kune Do dialogues, November 27th, significant day for us in the JKD world. 6 p.m. we will be on with Mark Stewart of Boxe Rebellion. So that's November 27th coming up. Coach already realized that today's a yellow day. Sweet shirt, I know. Picked it out myself. Right, so I will see some of you on Friday when we're on the Jeet Kune Do dialogues. The rest of you, hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. If you're in a part of the world where you celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. If you're under lockdown in one of those ridiculous cities, I feel for you. Move to Florida. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. So until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, signing off. You guys take care. Talk soon.
Okay, so we're going to look at some training methods on how to use the mukjong, or the wooden dummy. Again, it is a useful tool, but it is only as good as the person who knows how to use it. Second thing I will tell you right now is that this has no ego, it feels no pain. So if you screw up on it, the only person who's going to end up getting hurt is you. So when you work this, again, don't put the volume on 11. Start slowly and increase the speed and power at which you are doing it, okay? This can help you develop lines of attack. It can also condition the arms a certain amount for crashing into the opponent's arms. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take you through some of the simplest, most basic things that you can do, because they're also the ones that are going to be most useful in an actual situation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work bridging on the inside of the arms. So if I'm in my baijong, or I could be in my baijong, I'm just going to stand square right now so you can see. And what I'm doing here is when I hit, I'm going right down the center here. I'm not slamming into the dummy. I could. But what's happening is the outside of my arm is connecting the dummy arm. And this one is connecting with my dummy arm that way. So what I'm doing is I'm going like my straight gloves here, that way. If I turn it to a finger jab, whether I go under or over, it's the same idea. We're working bridging down the center line. And what this helps you develop is this what they call bounce off energy. So when you kick the opponent's arm, you can deflect it offline. So the best way to work it is you just do series of 10s. And you're like right here, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's bridging on the inside. The second way is that what we want to do is we want to bridge on the outside. Okay? And when I do this, if I'm in a right lead, I'm going to be moving. But I want to work both arms at the same time. So I start center position, okay, and I might even move a little bit, but this is bridging on the outside. Because I do not want that arm here. I want that arm basically going here. Then I move to the other side. And I hit here. And I hit here. So again, we're going sets of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what's cool is you can put them together. So for example, maybe you go 2 down the center, or you go 1, 2, and then you bridge on the outside. Or maybe you bridge on the outside of the opponent's arm, then you go down the center. See, so you can just mix. You can go 1, 2, same arm. You can go 1, 2, opposite arms. It doesn't matter. The other thing that you can do here is you can work the straight gloves all the way across the dummy's arms. Now, I'm going to do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm just move around here. Just a little bit here, so you can stay here. Good. Because I need you to see how I'm going to move across. So I start on the outside, and both of my arms will hit each position of this dummy. So if I'm on the outside here, and you have to move, is that I start left hand bridging on the outside, right hand bridging on the outside. I move just a little bit, left hand bridging on the inside, right hand bridging on the inside. Left on the inside, right on the inside, left on the outside, right on the outside. See? Then I can come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there, I can bridge back and forth all the way across the dummy.
And you do all this kind of entrapping ideas here, where you're going and all this stuff. What I want to do is I want to trap like that. Keep it up and going. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting into the tool and going straight here, because that's what I want is that. Now from here, you see this whole thing going down. Follow me, follow me. Okay. We have an expression back there. There it is. Bam. Like that. Now unmatched. Right there. Okay, so you want to get the chin back like this, so all that power is going to come down on there. And so it's coming down on the nose. From here, it's coming all down on the nose. Okay. That's all it takes. Check.
Fencing is a huge part in the art of JKD. Elements like drawing, attack on preparation, attack into an attack, riposte, and the elusive footwork add value when closing in on or evading an opponent's attack. If you don't have the right balance, this kick can be a hindrance to your type of training, or at least in a combative scenario. One of the major probing strikes in boxing is that front jab. In the art of JKD, the longest weapon used is the lead kicking leg, just as the saber is the primary tool of a fencer. When working with a partner, begin by borrowing the momentum off the first kick and maintain balance on a straight line. Eventually, you can adjust the distance without having to start off from an extreme position and hit your targets by visual recognition. Okay. Thanks for watching. Look forward to some more videos coming soon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment down below if you have any questions. Like and share the video. Until then.